Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today's tutorial is a little bit different as far as format. I'm going to be featuring a couple new products from the drugstore. I thought this would be a little fun to talk about some of the products that I mentioned in my new at the drugstore video and kind of just show you them in action. The main focus is the eyes, and I'm going to be using the new Milani Everyday Eyes palette. Now, this is not new to the line as far as the palette's concerned. They've had these for a while, but the shades are new. So I have here the must-have metals and I have the basic mattes, and those two are new to their collection, and I thought I would use them today on my eyes. And I am also going to be using a new mascara that I talked about, the Voluminous Superstar Fiber, and that's basically it. So if you want to see me use some of these products and them in action, then keep on watching. All right, so I'm already primed and ready to roll, but first let me show you the palettes. This one is the Must Have Metallics. I said that weird. Must Have Metallics. Here it is, and it's beautiful. The pigmentation is just as good of a quality as the other palettes. I have oh gosh, what's the other one that I have? Earthy Elements is the one I have, and I love it. I don't have any of the other older ones, but I love the Earthy Elements palette. I swear I use that all the time. These are such a good quality for drugstore price, and not even for drugstore price. They're just good quality, period. And if you don't own any of them, I would definitely pick up one. I like how you have a little bit of everything. You always get like two little square kind of ones here. Usually it's like a black or a darker one you can use as a liner, and then you get these more rectangle shaped for eyeshadows that can vary depending on the palette. So this one, I mean, what? This is so on trend as everyone keeps seeing these more metallic shades and also the red coppery kind of tones being used together. So this one definitely caught my eye. Another reason why it caught my eye was because there's a black. And actually, let me show you the palette as it is instead of upside down. So here you go. Here's the palette. The black is so good, and having a black in there is awesome because you can use it as a liner, you can kind of wing things out, you can use it on the eyes itself. So I do like having that, and I also like having this more bone shade as well, because that's a really pretty shade to have since you have a lot going on as far as the more warmer tones. And the other palette is Basic Mattes. So this is their complete matte one. Now everyone has matte eyeshadows, but I wanted to pick this one up because it has everything I would need for my skin tone. There is like an ivory bone shade in here that I can use to set my eyes. You have two different transition shades, and actually even this one, because I'm more fair, is an awesome transition shade too. You have a beige, more of like a warmer camel color, and then you have more of like a neutral taupey tan shade, and it's awesome. These are so nice and creamy and pigmented. And then again, you have another black, and then you have more of a deep chocolate brown in there. I think this is just a perfect everyday matte eyeshadow. So I like having both of these because there's no mattes in here. So I can use mattes in here and then add those pops of metallic. So these two, they're not too large as well, and they're pretty compact. So I could just travel with both of these and, you know, get a lot of different look options. So you can also always use the back. They give you a little guide. They give you, you know, different look options, a natural and more dramatic. So you can use that if you're kind of looking for inspiration as well. So enough of the chitter chatter here. Let's actually get into applying them on my eyes. So first things first, let's go ahead and grab the Matte Basics palette, and I'm going to go ahead and use this ivory bone shade to set all of my primer. I have just MAC Paint Pot. So I'm just going to take that all over the lid and set that. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the next shade, which is this one right here, and I'm going to use that as my transition. These do have a little bit of kick up, if you can see here. You can see kind of like that powderiness, but I don't find that there's a lot of fallout, so I don't really mind that. These blend out so well too. I don't even know why I keep going back and forth because you don't need to. They kind of just blend themselves. Now let's go ahead and I'm going to move 2 over because I don't really want too much warmth at this point. I'm going to grab this more neutral tan taupey shade, and that's going to go in right in the crease. I'm not going to take it above or under. I'm just kind of wedging my brush into that area and moving back and forth. These matte shades could also be used as like contour for your nose or an eyebrow color as well. So that's another, benefit to having this matte one. Now let's move over to the metallics. Let's see. Let me do a little swatch of these 3 middle metallics. I just went 1, 2, and 3 very lightly into this palette, and this is what we get. Let's use more of that cranberry color. Actually, I do like using my finger for these. You can use a brush. Let me actually grab both. I will start off with a brush, and I'm going to go again into this more cranberry color here. You can use these wet, but honestly, you don't even need to. You get more of a metallic if you go in with your finger, but I kind of want to just get a base down first, and then I'll give a little bit more color with my finger. But look how pretty that is. That's with a brush. Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. It's kind of our base color right now. Not as, you get some color on there, but we will do another step with a wet application to kind of give it a little bit more pop. Let's go ahead and build out the outer corner a little bit. Let's go in with more of a precise, small detail brush, and I'm going to go in with the chocolate brown and kind of add a little bit of definition here in the outer corner. I also like to look straight ahead because see how I have that hooding right here? I wish I could go, whoop, there we go. See that? It makes a difference. But I don't. So we will go and fix that too. Add a little bit more color in that one little spot here. Now I am going to dip into the black, and I'm only going to put that on the very end here. I'm going to go back in with that first brush and go in with more of that mid-tone tan. And I'm going to take it right here because I have a little bit of that skin sagging down. Sometimes until you have the color on, you may not notice it. So, see, that makes a little bit of difference by just lifting the color up. I'm just going to do the other side because I know I'm going to need to do it. All right, so we have enough like kind of smoky effect here. You do get these little brushes and they're actually not half bad. One's more of like a rounded kind of crease brush and the other one's more of a pinched flat like packer. I've used these actually. You can see that they're dirty, but I always pull them out when I show the palette so they don't just fall out, but they are actually useful little brushes in the palette. I'm gonna grab a little liner brush and I'm gonna dip into the black and create like a little wing. Just since I have like this rounded effect, I want to kind of pull out just a touch using the black. So I'm gonna look straight ahead because my eyes are hooded. My little wings have to be applied differently, and I kind of just make a little mark. You can do the same thing with liquid liner. Use an eyeshadow first, make your little marks, because then if you make a mistake, you can just go ahead and wipe it away or blend it into your look. Ooh, took that one out pretty far. Make sure my little wings match up, and then just go ahead and fill in. My favorite way to do wings on myself is always with an eyeshadow. Because I don't have a whole lot of lid space, I never take my wings all the way in. I kind of just fade it to the center. So it's almost like a little half wing. Thing I've actually been doing is kind of following the bottom line of my wing with the metallic shade, but we'll do that afterwards. We'll see if we want to get a little jazzy for the bottom lash line. I am going to go ahead and wet a brush and add more of this burgundy, like cranberry metallic. So I've loaded up my brush. Now let's get a little spray. Let's do this Found Dewy makeup setting spray. Let's pack this on, mostly on the center. You see how that just popped a little bit more? Gorgeous. And I'm just patting over the black because I don't want it to be a strong line. I'm going to take it all the way in. I made an impact. So see the difference between this side, wet, on this side. Either one is fine, but if you want to do a dramatic look, which I don't often do, so this is definitely something that I'm just doing for fun today, I do prefer it wet, but for every day, you don't need to do that. I was gonna do like a metallic underneath, but I don't want to take away from this glossy cranberry on the eye, so we'll just do something pretty subtle on the bottom lash line. We'll go in with the brush that it came with. So I'm gonna go in for the pinched one, and let's actually go in with the taupe shade just to create a shadow. And I'm gonna kind of just, I'm gonna go ahead and grab a black liner. This is the auto liner from LA Girl. It's just in black. I'm not gonna take this all the way in, but I do want to do the outer corner so things don't look so top heavy, and I'm also going to tightline on the top as well. And then I'm going to do a little bit on the bottom, just on the outer part. I'm not taking it all the way in, almost like that wing was going to connect to the bottom. Same liner brush that we used, and I'm just going to go ahead before that completely dries and kind of smudge it a little bit. Let's go ahead and throw on some mascara. I talked about in the video the new L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar Fibers, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think it's the best mascara. I prefer my Lash Paradise. First step one, I'm gonna apply that. Now the thing with this mascara is you can't wait too long to put your layers on, or else things get a little yucky. It kind of just doesn't do anything, you know what I mean? You almost need them slightly wet to create that length and volume. I mean, it's not bad, don't get me wrong, it's okay. I just don't have a lot of lash to work with, so I expect a lot. And I don't wear false lashes. I like them to some degree, but honestly, who has time for that? So I've done my first layer. That's the primer. And it's not bad, but I'm going to give it just a second. I'm not even going to do the other eye because by the time I got over there, this would get too dry, that would get too dry. So I'm just going to kind of give it a second, and then I'm going to start going in with number 2. This doesn't irritate my eyes either. I'm a contacts wearer, but I don't find it irritates my eyes. I just think to do these multiple steps, I mean, yeah, it looks okay, but I can seriously get this with my Lash Paradise. I'm going to go in with Color Statement lip liner in nude. This is Milani lip liner. I'm going to fill that whole lip in with this color. I like that color actually all on its own, but I thought I would go in with Pop's Skimpy, just kind of like a light little peach. Let's do that over top. It's a nice little soft color, but I do want to go in with a gloss. Let me find a gloss that I like. I'll go ahead with Dolly from Buxom Full On Lip Creams. There you have it. That's our look for today. Don't mind this hair. I don't even know what's happening right now, but I like this look. I think it's definitely dramatic. It's not one that I would wear every day, but it was fun to kind of play around, and ultimately, I think that these palettes are awesome. Definitely go pick them up if you're in need of like a basics, neutral, matte palette, or something that you really like these warmer tones in metallic form, I think these are a huge win. But that is it for me today. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up if you liked it. And of course, if you are new today and you haven't subscribed, you know where that button lives. Go ahead, give it a click. And also don't forget to hit that little bell. That will notify you when I upload my next video. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.